one of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory where heroes are made.
Brilliant! Absolutely first class.
29 tournaments spanning 18 countries. It's a 10-month campaign to determine the very brightest prospects in golf. Along the way, a chance for the class of 2023 to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
It's a special place, isn't it?
My proudest day ever.
Finish the season in the top 20 of the Road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. That's the dream shared by all who compete on the Challenge Tour. The capital city of Denmark, Copenhagen, welcomes the Challenge Tour this week, as we stay in Europe after last week's BNL Challenge Trophy in the Netherlands, where Jasper Svenson took home the title. We've already enjoyed several weeks in Africa, Asia and the Middle East, where a number of players got off to a flying start.
Ricardo Gouveia.
Now though, we're well and truly back on European soil, where our intrepid players will continue a journey they hope will take them all the way to the DP World Tour. And so to the 10th event of the season, and the Royal Golf Club hosting the Copenhagen Challenge, presented by Einar Hessel. It's a testing, eye-catching layout, and who better to give us the lowdown than Benjamin Poke, who hails from just half an hour north of here.
Welcome to Royal Golf in Copenhagen. Special venue, tough, challenging, perfect really for this event. It being in Copenhagen makes it a lot really special. It just means a little bit more when it's your home game. So 18 is a great finishing hole, and what makes Royal Golf Club here unique is that you have 3 par 5s on the back 9, which really provides a really interesting finish.
And intent on continuing his recent run of fine finishers, Spain's Ivan Cantero Gutierrez.
I play really solid in Abu Dhabi, and I play good in South Africa. And my game is in the right direction, and I try to do my best to continue with these scores. Obviously, I'm confident with my game, and I think I'm very close to win a tournament. When I take my car in 2019, probably not prepared to stay in the main tour, but I think now I'm very prepared because I changed a lot of things in my swing, I changed a lot of things in my head, and now I'm confident and I know I need to stay in the main tour.
A place on the DP World Tour next year is the prize every player this season is chasing, and only the top 20 in the rankings will get there. Let's remind ourselves of those at peril at the wrong end of the top 20 before play got underway in Denmark. Joel Gerbach, Victor Pastor and Wilco Nienaber occupying 19th, 20th and 21st places respectively. Joel and Victor both in this week's field and looking to make progress up the rankings. Taking us through the opening 2 days, Josh Antman.
So tough conditions for the players on the opening day. Crosswinds causing issues, but not for this man, Benjamin Poke. Man with all the local course knowledge. 240 yards to the flag here at 18. He started on 10. 2 putts would be enough for him there to card a first round of 70 for the Dane. Off the back of 6 missed cuts, Benjamin Poke. This man, though, one of the form players on tour this year, Ivan Cantero Gutierrez, also started on 10, one of the few to attack 17 on day 1, the par 5. 2 putts enough his birdie and an opening 71 for the Spaniard. 3 top 10s this year for him. Fellow countryman Emilio Quatero Blanco, that for par at the 17th. Finishes with 2 par 5s here at Royal Golf Club. That's a 3 under par round of 69 to start his week. Julian Surrey, the man from New York, his first professional win came at the Maiden Denmark on the DP World Tour back in 2017, also went on the Challenge Tour in 2017 in the Czech Republic. Lovely little chip there at 9, said he's feeling like he's trending in the right direction. Last week was the first time that he'd made a cut and played 4 days of golf for 9 months, so good to see him back.
I like playing courses like this because this really lets you know where you're at, and especially in conditions like these, there's no faking it. And I felt like I was, for the most part, really in control of my ball and in control of my swing, and nothing really felt kind of out of whack. So that's, for me going forward, that's huge. You know, whatever happens, happens, but I just want to keep the good feelings, keep working on the same things, and just keep trucking along.
5 under for Surrey, and he led after round 1.
In those tough conditions, the scoring was impressively low. Surrey leading by 1 from Alexander Francis and Jack Senior. So it's back to Josh to see how they and the rest fared on day 2.
Jasper Svenson will be in good spirits this week in Copenhagen after last week holding his nerve and claiming that maiden Challenge Tour title in Holland after an enthralling final day. This was his 3rd at the par 5 14th. Great control, 70 on day 1 and backed up with a 72 on Friday. Julian Surrey couldn't quite get his round going on day 2, 13 pars up to this point on 14. It'd be another par for the American. Still a solid day, no bogeys, 2 birdies, and he sat at 7 under par after 2 days' work. South African Casey Jarvis, this was his approach at 10, just a 9-iron into the par 4, was out in 31, back in 36, thanks to shots like that. Just 19 years old, Jarvis, and sits in 2nd place after 2 rounds. Alexander George Francis, this was his 3rd shot at the par 5 14th. He is Danish, but both his parents are from Yorkshire. He speaks with a hybrid Danish-Yorkshire accent, describes himself as either fake Danish or fake Yorkshire. So plenty of crowds were following him on Friday, playing only in his 2nd Challenge Tour event. Plays predominantly on the Nordic League. This was his chip at the par 5 last, down the hill. It was nicely done.
Just gonna continue doing what I'm doing. We've got a good team we're going with, Christoph and Max, my caddy. So we're just having fun out there and just see where it gets me.
Enjoying himself at the Royal Golf Club. The last event he did play on the Challenge Tour was back in 2018, so taking advantage this week. This was him tidying up on 18. And he was the man to catch after day 2, leading the way on 8 under par.
So at the halfway stage, just 3 shots covered the top 5 places, with Francis holding a slender advantage from a trio on 7 under par and Matteo Manacero in the mix too. Now a change of pace as we swap the clubs for ski poles. Yes, you heard right. We're hitting the slopes in Copenhagen with the latest Challenge Tour winner, Jasper Svenson.
I did not think I was going to be skiing in Copenhagen this week, but yeah, I'm excited to give it a go. I grew up playing ice hockey, skiing. I remember doing that as a kid. During the wintertime, I love to drive a snowmobile a lot, so get up to the mountains almost every weekend in the wintertime to sort of relax and recharge for the season.
Copenhagen is a urban mountain. We're on top of a building, a waste energy plant that, besides from gathering garbage from the whole area here, they turn that garbage into electricity and district heating. The steam that comes out of the different chimneys around here are cleaner than the air you breathe in the city center, basically. It's only water damp and CO2. And the facility is working on a carbon capture project. So it's a really, really clean waste energy plant, and the technology that's being used underneath is so state-of-the-art. They decided that they wanted to do something in order to get the people's acceptance, the local neighborhood. They made this architect competition that stated that at least 15% of the roof had to be recreational. And out of the 36 architect companies that turned in this project, only one of them extended from these 15%, and that was Bjarke Ing's group, the Danish architect Bjarke Ing's. It's free of charge to come and visit this place, if you want to have something from the bar, it's obviously a cost benefit. If you want to ski, it's like any other resort in the world. But you can come out here and run or hike and have fun with it, is what we want to do here.
With his recent victory in the Netherlands still fresh in his mind, Svenson's career path is anything but downhill.
Still doesn't really feel real.
Congratulations to Jasper Svenson, who wins this title.
It changed a lot for me because of this win. I'm just looking forward to do something good with the remainder of the season here now. My roommate for the week was there and came up and gave me a high five, and it was a great feeling. Like I said, my goals will be to be in the top 20 instead of trying to secure my play here in the Challenge Tour for the remainder of the season. Now I got that sorted with the winners categories. That's good. It's been a tough challenge to sort of recharge and try to do something good as well this week. But obviously, I know that my game's good at the moment, and hopefully I can continue this good form going forward. We'll see. Maybe the cars will end up here in the recycling plant. Okay, thanks you guys very much. How are we gonna get down now?
Jasper Svenson hitting new heights on and off the golf course. Coming up after the break, we take a look at Challenge Tour success, Danish style.
And that was just a dream season, playing really good golf.
And we'll see the latest success story in Denmark. See you shortly. Welcome back to the Challenge Tour and to Denmark with the Copenhagen Challenge presented by Ejner Hessel. The Royal Golf Club had proven to be a true test for the players over the opening 2 days, with just 3 shots separating the top 5 players. Halfway leader Alexander Francis was hoping for some home support, but would be wary of DP World Tour winners Julian Surrey and Matteo Manassero breathing down his neck. Josh Antman describes moving day.
It was a tough day on the links for the first round leader, Julian Surrey. This was for birdie at the 3rd, his only birdie of the day. It was disappointing 76 for the American. We saw him in a tie for 7th after Saturday. There are signs that Matteo Manassero is coming back into form. 7th in the UAE earlier this month, and plenty of cuts made. That was for birdie at the 7th for the Italian, playing alongside Matthias Honkola. He hit a 9-iron into this par 3 7th. No problems converting there. Yet to win on the Challenge Tour, the Finn. 43rd on the race to Mallorca so far this season. Manassero decided to lay up on the par 5 14th. And it was a good decision as well. Flick of a wedge, well controlled. A birdie at 14, and it was a 3rd round of 67 for Manassero, playing alongside the Finn, Matthias Honkola.
It was a really nervous start. I had Manassero there, and I know he's a good player, so it's going to be a tough day to get going. And yeah, it was a little bit nervous start, but after that I kept it cool and hold some putts and had a fun day.
Hold some putts indeed, Matthias Honkola. Laid up at the 14th like Manassero. This is a 58-degree wedge, his go-to wedge. Converted for birdie to get to double digits. Superbly done by the Finn. Another Italian vying for the title this week is Andrea Pavan. He's had his struggles in the past couple of years, but a solid season so far with a couple of top 10s. That was for Eagle at the last, the par 5, and he was also in 2nd place alongside Manassero with 18 to play. 91 yards left for Honkola at 17. Again, his 58-degree wedge. Said he can hit it up to 104 yards depending on the wind. Lovely control there. That was another birdie on the par 5 17th, which opened up a big gap on the rest of the field for Honkala. He backed that birdie up on 17 with another birdie on 18, and it was a second consecutive 67. We saw him with a commanding lead heading into the final day.
Yes, a huge six-shot advantage for Honkala over the chasing trio of Casey Jarvis, Matteo Manassero and Andrea Pavan. It will take something pretty dramatic to catch him at this stage. But of course, it's never a foregone conclusion, with 18 holes still to play, as we wait to discover our latest winner in Denmark. The birthplace of Hans Christian Andersen doesn't just produce literary fairy tales. It's been the scene of some memorable Challenge Tour stories too. The likes of Bernd Ritthammer, Callum Hill, Ricardo Gouvert and Freddie Schott, all title winners here on their way to the DP World Tour. And another was J.B. Hansen.
Yeah, obviously won my second one in Himmerland in 2018. I was set really well. Already secured my card there, I think, for the next season there. So, I mean, that was just a dream season, playing really good golf. I think I had 2 wins and 3 second places somewhere like that. So, yeah, couldn't put a finger on that.
Hansen's 2018 victory helped him finish the season as the rankings #1, the second Dane to do so after Thomas Bjorn, before going on to win 2 main tour events. All good omens for the class of 2023, poised for what was sure to be a thrilling final chapter in this year's Danish Tale. Back to Josh Antman to take us through the finale.
One of the form players from the past couple of weeks, Christopher Blomstrand, 5th last week in Holland. He's birdied 1 and 2. This for birdie at 3. What a start for the Swede. Started the day 9 shots off the lead. Could he produce something special today? Matteo Manassero found the fairway bunker from the tee here at 2. 104 yards left to the pin today. 54-degree wedge. Can he spin it? Yes, he can. That's superb from the Italian. Gets to 7 under par early on. Wife Francesca on the bag this week in Denmark. Tidying up at 2. You would think this is a formality for Manassero, and it is. 7 under par. Still some work to do, but what a start. Leader by 6 shots going into this final round. Matthias Honkala found the bunker green side at 3. What a shot that is. That is a tough shot from that yardage, but the Finn's done superbly well there. Tapping in for a brilliant sand save at 3. 13 under par. Brilliant work by the 3rd round leader. South African Casey Jarvis here at the par 3 7th. He's birdied 2, 3 and 4. That's very good from the South African there. This for a picture perfect front 9 so far for Jarvis. Brilliantly done. 4 birdies on the day, and the pressure is really being put on the leader, Matthias Honkala.
Under pressure from the chasing pack, Honkala would open the door to his rivals. This at the 7th. His 3rd bogey on the bounce. That 6-shot overnight lead was disintegrating fast. With that, he slipped to 10 under and tied with Jarvis for the lead. His challengers sensed an opportunity.
Turning into a dramatic final day here at the Royal Golf Club. Manassero found the fairway off the tee and then a hybrid to that bunker greenside here at 14. That's a good job from the Italian. Chance to get to double digits. Bit of tension around this 14th green. Manassero for birdie. Look how much that means to him. Now tied for the lead with Casey Jarvis at 10 under par. Jarvis here on 18. This to post the clubhouse mark of 11 under par, and he does. His best round of the week, a 67. Now he just has to sit and wait. Manassero started the final hole, tied for the lead with Jarvis. The equation is simple: birdie or better, and he is a champion once again. A par gets him into a playoff. It's a huge shot off the tee. 7-iron to here. That's pretty good from there, but that's going to test everything he's got. Huge crowds watching on this for the title. Almost 10 years ago to the day of Matteo Manassero's BMW PGA victory at Wentworth, he is back in the winner's circle. He's been through heartache, struggles, but he's a champion once again.
First to embrace him, his wife Francesca, and well-deserved congratulations too. Confirmation of the final standings then, a quartet of Swedes were prominent. A final day 67 saw Casey Jarvis into second, but a decade since that Wentworth win, Matteo Manassero is back.
Matteo Manassero. Somebody mentioned that it's been basically 10 years now since I won on tour, so I guess this is a good time of the year for me. And I was really, well, not calm, never calm in these situations out on the golf course, but I think the process I went through helped me a lot to kind of being able to enjoy this moment, and being able to enjoy it, then you can perform, and you can stay at that level for 4 rounds in a row. So if I'm going through a lot of emotions, and obviously my wife basically never caddies for me. This week she was here, so it's probably the perfect week, really, as good as any other I've ever had.
Yes, bravo, Matteo, and welcome back. So let's take a look at how all of that affects the road to Mallorca rankings. And certainly a wonderful week's work for Messrs Jarvis and especially Manassero. See them soaring high in the standings behind the leader Hugo Cousseau, with 4 South Africans and a couple of Swedes in that early season top 10. Knocking on the door of that top group, Lars Van Meel enjoyed a rise of 4 spots. He's in 11th now, while further back, no significant moves this week, as the season begins to get into its stride. Ashley Chesters of England now occupying that critical 20th position. And with that, with one very happy Italian, week 2 back on European soil has come to an end. But don't worry, we're only just getting started. As we leave the beautiful Danish capital, we've many more twists and turns ahead. So join us next time as the quest for promotion to the DP World Tour continues.